This is also really surprising to me. How many people have never surveyed their audience? You should be surveying your audience every year, at least once a year. And then if you do have an idea, run it by them. Set up a 5-person focus group. That's really all you need. 5 intelligent people who have been listening for a few months or even for the duration of the show, and go to them and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And you'd be amazed at how insightful your listeners are about your show. And it's really important to ask them before you try things. And then after that, pilot. Right? Make a small investment in time and resources to create a pilot, a proof of concept for whatever the next thing is that you want to iterate with your show. And then bring that back to the community and say, hey, I made the thing. What do you think? Give me feedback. Is it working? Did I do what I said I was going to do? Do you like it? That feedback loop is really, really vital when you are pushing your creativity, when you are trying to, break ground in another medium for your show. So it's not about you. That's the first thing. And this is one of the heartbreaking truths about podcasting, that it's really not about you. It's about your listener. And so you could be enamored with an idea. You could think, oh my God, I am so qualified, so wonderfully gifted. I am the right person to do this. And your audience could be like, I don't think so. And that's what matters. So it's not whether you think that your show can iterate on another platform. It's whether your audience thinks that it can iterate on another platform. So again, you've got to go back to them and ask them. You've got to mock something up. You've got to present your idea, your hope, your vision to them and say, hey, what do you think? Do you think that this might work? And then you have to look back at your surveys and look at how your audience has deepened and how it has grown, and see if there are context clues in there that can really say, oh, maybe the graphic novel should not be next. Maybe you should be thinking about doing a web series next. Because if you look at, for example, the growth of the people who listen on YouTube, that's in double digits. Oh, okay. So the growth for my show is coming from YouTube. I need to be on YouTube, right? So that's like really important when you're making that decision. You've got to go with your new idea where your audience already is, because they're going to be the first adopters. They're going to be the first people to buy into whatever it is that you want to offer next. My advice is, know everything you can know about your audience, and not just the downloads. The download is useless. I know that's a radical notion, but the download, if you think about it, is absolutely useless. It's 60 seconds of audio at the top of the show. And so what you really want to understand is, what's your average listen through rate? Look at who is listening, right? So typically the audience age distribution turns into like a little pyramid. So who's at the top of that pyramid? That's who your show is for. And make sure that who your show is actually for is who you're actually making the show for. I am also surprised at how people say to me, oh, I'm making a show for millennials. And it turns out that it's mostly Gen Xers listening to their show, right? And so you've got to look at that.